Okay, welcome back. This is part 3 of this series of videos that explain how to install WordPress and Drupal into a Linux Ubuntu system running the LAMP stack. Again, this is part 3. We will focus on how to install Drupal. Same as before, the first thing that we have to do is go into drupal.org, somehow find the downloads location where we can find the most up-to-date versions, and in our case, or I have a preference for zip files, so this is the one that I downloaded. So let's just jump into it. Same as before, actually this is a good chance to show you something. I forgot to do this for the previous video, that a database was created for WP01, and after the installation it has been populated with tables, and this was created when we were entering the MySQL commands, and that's exactly what we are going to do again. In this case we're going to do it for the Drupal database. So we're going to say MySQL, login as root, and ask for a password. Password is MySQL root password, and we're inside. We're going to create a database called dr01 for Drupal, create user dr01admin, done. Now set password for dr01admin equal password dr01 password. As you notice, I'm following the same steps as in part 2, and I'm going a little bit faster because the installation of Drupal is going to be a little bit more complex, so we need more time. Okay, so far so good. Grant all privileges. Good. Flash privileges. And exit. Good. All these steps created this dr01. The database is empty right now, no tables, because the Drupal installation hasn't taken place yet, but we created a user, so that's a user we just created. is database specific. This user is only for DR01, has all the privileges in here, but he cannot grant any privileges to anybody else. Good. Let's go back here. And what we're going to do is same as before, because we already downloaded the Drupal zip file, which, as you know, it's waiting for us in the downloads folder. We have to create a folder inside the Apache root. So we say sudo make dir dr01. That's the folder that we're creating. Git dr01. At this point it belongs to root, so we change ownership. Recursively, and we're going to give it to Victor for the time being, because we have to unzip a file. Great. Now we go to the downloads folder. Sorry, what happened there? And we're going to unzip this file, Drupal 8.10. And we're going to send it to the directory var www.html/dr01. Good. All taking place. We go into var. Good. So the unzipping created this folder called Drupal-8.1.0. We can leave it like that, or we can change that name. I prefer to change it and keep it simple, so we're going to rename it and call it just Drupal. We're going to say looks better now. Okay, so we have created a database, we have unzipped the file. I think we have to change ownership. Probably it's a good time to do it now. And we're going to give it to the Apache user. Good. Now this is the part that is a little bit more complex, and that's why we were saving time, so we can spend time doing this. What The intention of the following steps is to be able to run Drupal instead of having to go to a folder called Drupal01/Drupal. What we would like to do is just invoke that by going into a specific port, like that. At this point it's not working, but we're going to follow steps so it's set up correctly. So bear with me, I'll have to go a little bit faster. So we say sudo, then we're going to create a file inside this folder called etc apache2, and the file that we are creating is called http://daemon.conf. Good. It's a new file. We have to make a one-line entry in there, so we say insert, and the line that we want to enter is server name localhost. That's all. Escape, colon, write and quit. Good. Now we're going to go into a folder, say change directory, etc apache2 sites available. In here we have kind of a sample file, an initial file. It's called 000default.conf. We're going to use that. So we are going to copy it. We're going to copy it into a file called default.conf. There you are. So now we're going to edit this one that we just created. Actually, sorry, I made a mistake here. Instead of calling it default, let's put something that is less confusing and more specific. So we are going to say rename default.conf. We're going to call it Drupal01.conf. Sorry, it didn't work. Sudo. There you are. This is the one that we want to modify, Drupal01.conf. There you are. Insert to start editing, and in here we want to say that we want to listen to port 8001. The server name is going to be Drupal 01. And what is more important, the document root for this port is going to be dr01/Drupal. That's really what is important. Okay, escape, colon, right, and quit. We're getting there. We have to enable that new site that we just created, so we're going to say sudo apache 2 enable site Drupal 01. Okay, it says that we have to reload Apache. Before we do that, let's do something else here. Something that is going to be important for the Drupal installation. So we say sudo vim etc apache 2 apache2.conf insert to start editing, and here we have to look for only one line. I think I surpassed it. Yes, this is the one. So if you look for this line, directory var www, and inside here you see that it says allow override none. But what we really want is to change that to all. To be 100% honest with you, I don't know. The reason we're changing this to all is because Drupal needs it to be set to all. Now I don't know if it should stay like this after the Drupal installation is completed, or we could revert it back to none after Drupal has been installed. I'm just following steps that a YouTube friend recommended, and I know that this is just going to be necessary for Drupal to be installed. Good. So escape column right and quit. One last thing before we restore the Apache server. We say sudo vim etc apache 2 ports.conf insert to edit, and we say that not only we're going to listen to port 80, but also we're going to listen to port 8001. Escape column right and quit. Now we can, actually we have to enable a couple of modules, so we say sudo apache 2 to enable module, and the modules are vhost alias, and the other module is rewrite. There you are. Now we can reload the Apache. We could restart Apache like this. There's another way of doing it. Sudo etc init daemon Apache to reload. Excellent. That is done. Now we are ready to do the actual Drupal installation. For that, we go to our browser, we go to this port that has been configured, and we go into a folder called, actually I can show you first in here. Here you have a folder called core, and inside core we have a PHP script that is called install. This is the one that we want to run. So in order to do that, we go to the browser, we say localhost port 8001 core install php. Nice. Save and continue. Select the standard installation. We enter the values that we just set up in MySQL. I think it's working now. Drupal is a much powerful CMS. It involves many more scripts than WordPress. That is why this installation might take quite a bit of time. It's going at a good pace, but let me just pause the video and we will resume after this part is finished. Okay, we are back. So the installation of files is finished, and we are at this screen where we have to configure the site. Same as in the case of WordPress, we're going to enter the machine name, Linux, Drupal 01, site email address. I know that Drupal is able to accept this as a valid address. Could be a real address that you know, could be a Gmail address of yours, but I know that Drupal will accept this. This is the admin, and the password is something simple, admin password. Vancouver, very expensive. Save and continue. Aha. Very nice. So Drupal has been installed. And you can see that all what we have to do is go to localhost port number 80001 to be able to access our Drupal installation. If we follow the same steps, we can create a port 8002 and have a different version of Drupal, 8.003, and a different version, or we can also do this. It's the same. It's basically just by invoking port 8001 is actually we're actually coming here, so it's the same. That is all what I wanted to show, and hope this has been instructive, and thanks for watching.